Enterprise Stories is the weekly radio program that shares the experiences of successful Nigerian entrepreneurs and provides expert analysis of their success factors. Enterprise Stories, business stories of success.
Good day, listeners. Welcome to another episode of the Enterprise Stories. My name is Olawale Anifowose, and I will be your host on the program. We have a very interesting lineup for you today. But before we start, let's take a quick message from our sponsors.
Let's talk about moving forward. You need a brand new car or a home loan so you can live in your own house, or perhaps a credit card to shop around the world. You've also been thinking about getting finance for your trade. Well, at Stanbic IBTC Bank, we've got all the products and services you need so you can move from where you are to where you want to be. Stanbic IBTC Bank, a member of Standard Bank Group, moving forward.
Welcome to the teaching segment of the Enterprise Stories. With us in the studio today is Dr. Joe Alumona, and he will be teaching us about understanding quality output. Good day, Dr. Joe.
Thank you very much, Wale. In businesses, what businesses are set out is to produce acceptable product. And the acceptable product is the one that meets the customer's quality requirement. Quality has been a big challenge, and it still remains a big challenge for businesses to define and meet. The reason is that it's a moving target, and it's the customer that defines what the quality is. And this has created a three gap scenario in all businesses. That is the gap between the suppliers of business inputs and the definition of quality by the organization. There is also the gap between the quality as defined by the organization and the quality as defined by regulatory agencies. And then the another gap is the difference between quality defined by the regulatory agencies and organization, and that which is defined by the customer or the market or the consumer, whichever way you look at it. But the final certifier of any product at all is the customer. And this is where the challenge is. And customers don't have any technical laboratory or more sophisticated way of defining quality. Once he experiences any product, whether it is good or services, and there is a deviation or a difference between what he expects to get from that output and what he gets, he makes his quality judgment. And that is how the customer continue to move the target of a product, of a quality of any output. Take, for instance, you want to buy the very simple sachet water. Now you expect to have this sachet water well packed and not spilling on you, cold at the time you want to take it. And now you get this and you take it and you have some aftertaste that you are not pleasant with. Of course, your judgment there as the consumer quickly is that the expectation and what you experience in consuming that water does not match. So the quality does not go. But if they match, the quality is good. And that is where the difference has been. How will you continue to match the consumer's quality expectation and what you produce from your business process has been the greater challenge. And I just give you a very simple example of that. If I change my position, or I eat something else, or the environment changes, the quality expectation changes. And this is here the moving target of the businesses. And so the only way to get this done is right from the smallest supplier at the supply chain end. You must know what goes into your business process. Right from selecting your machine, selecting your labor, and selecting your time, and your process conditions like temperature, pressure, and volume, you must know the the process must match the quality input you are getting. Up to the packaging and delivery. You might even have a very good product, but the way you serve it to your customer determines whether the quality is acceptable or to the customer or not. And so it's a big challenge. And businesses must therefore be very, very conscious of this and continue to rejig their process, rejig their delivery, rejig their input, not just setting quality control persons and all that. Every gamut of the process, right from the beginning to the last stage, are all quality issues. And this is where the businesses today are going. And in our environment, we have no option than to do exactly what happens elsewhere in the world.
Thank you very much, Dr. Joe. Thank you. Dr. Joe has helped us understand the importance of quality and how to achieve quality output. After the break, we will be in the Story of the Day segment.
Let's talk about moving forward. You need a brand new car or a home loan so you can live in your own house, or perhaps a credit card to shop around the world. You've also been thinking about getting finance for your trade. Well, at Stanbic IBTC Bank, we've got all the products and services you need so you can move from where you are to where you want to be. Stanbic IBTC Bank, a member of Standard Bank Group, moving forward.
Welcome to the Story of the Day segment. With us today is Patricia Ojora, the CEO of Promo Print, and she will be sharing a very, very interesting story of how she started Promo Print. Patricia, welcome to Enterprise Stories.
Thank you very much, Wally.
Okay, so how did you start Promo Print?
Well, I trained as a lawyer, but I knew I had no interest in the law, so I tried various businesses, and then we did a charity run for some kids that needed needed treatment for heart conditions, and we needed to do shirts. And during that time, I was put in charge of looking for shirts. I couldn't find nice quality shirts, and I had to go all the way to Ikoton, to a company called Eurosport in those days, to get these shirts. When I did them, they were very good quality, and everybody said, "Oh, can you do some for me?" And that's how we originally started. We had no machines, and we were named party favors actually at that point. As we got more involved in the business, we actually changed our name to Promo Print, and then went on to start acquiring machines 1 year at a time, until what we are now, where we're fully self-functional, and we have all our own machines, and we can produce and brand practically anything.
Okay. How long ago have you been running this business, and at what point did you change the name from Party Favors?
Been running it about 12 years now. We changed to Party Favors in from Party Favors to Promo Print in 2006, because we realized also it didn't portray what we were actually doing. So what we do is that we manufacture and brand promotional items, t-shirts, caps, bags, any kind of promotional item, and we do all the branding in-house. So it needed to be a name that would actually portray to the clientele what kind of jobs we did.
Oh, okay. I remember when I came in contact with you first, a few years back. You were in Ikoyi then, in your little office then. At what point did everything change for you and your business?
For the first few years, I actually operated from home, as most SMEs start off. Then my first office was in Yaba. And at that point, it was the wrong move for me, because I didn't have enough clientele, so my clientele didn't come to Yaba. Then I got a small office. I was very lucky. I got a small office in a government building in Ikoyi, and that's why I was able to pay the rent. From that small office, we were crammed in one little space, producing as much as we could. We got another little factory at the end, also in Ikoyi, but in a government establishment as well. And then from then on, we realized that we were like sardines crammed into a space, and then we moved and got a place in Ebute Metta, which is where we are now. We've been there 2 years, and we've already outgrown the building, so we're trying to work out what next to do.
Okay, great. You were also on the Goldman Sachs scholarship program, and I know that there were some things that happened after that program. So tell me, what impact did the program have on yourself and your business?
The program was actually, I cannot begin to describe the difference it made actually in my business. Because initially I was doing the business, you're doing it just from what you think is right. You don't actually have the knowledge to actually plan yourself properly. So coming for the program, and we were the veteran set, from doing all the different modules over 3 months. So whether it was financing or customer service or strategy or operations, it was opened up our eyes to all the different ways we could move forward. So I looked at my business from a totally different perspective, made all the changes I needed to do, and now moved on to producing more, increasing capacity, up to the point where we got a job for about 300,000 t-shirts, which initially we would never have been able to do, and we would have had to outsource. But we said no, we would make the effort and actually produce the t-shirts ourselves. So with that aspect, we were able to get a loan, which was difficult too, but I mean, I think we managed to get invoice discounting and be able to finance the whole thing and produce all the t-shirts. And we're one of the 3 companies that's actually finished our job ahead of everybody else.
Wow. Now, doing 300,000 t-shirts, that absolutely must have changed your balance sheet, must have changed your income. And how were you able to absorb that kind of income? You know, it just came like that. How were you able to? And from that point, I mean, how has business been for you?
Well, it was difficult because initially when you start off, you're producing a certain number and you're wondering how to increase. But the increase was quite a big jump. And initially I was worried about, could I do it or could we do it as Promo Print? But what it has done for us is that we were able to buy more machines to be able to produce at that rate. Because basically at that time we were trying to produce about 15,000 per day to be able to meet up with the timelines, which was totally different from what we were able to produce before. So we had to get a new generator, we had to get new machines, we had to get over 30 casual staff, and we were able to actually finish the job. So that has pushed us to the next level now. So we're ready for any kind of quantity that comes, and we've realized that since we were able to do that 300 with no problem, that we can do 500, we can do 1 million. It's just a matter of the time.
Day? I mean, the machines that you have can do about...
No, the ones we have now, based on that actual print was a very complex print.
Okay.
So we were able to produce like 15,000 a day. If we do 3 shifts of probably about 12 workers working on the machines at a time. So as they're churning it out, we have another set drying, another set packing, and everything is ready to go.
You have your ready-to-wear line right now. So how do you manage that part of the business?
That aspect actually is sort of like a marketing tool, because it's never cost effective to do ready-to-wear or to do one-offs. But for us, it's a marketing strategy. People see the shirts and say, oh wow, can you do this? Can you do more? People will always try you with something small first before they trust you with something big. So that we have certain machines that will deal with the one-offs or the ready-to-wear.
Okay, because I actually wore one of the t-shirts over the weekend, and people saw it, like, where did you get this from? And I told them that it's someone here in Nigeria that made it. So how did you come up with the designing and all that?
Well, you think about, I mean, when you travel or when you look online, what are the kind of things that you want? And what is the reason why you would buy that shirt as opposed to buying a thin, inconsequential shirt? And one of the main things for us is when somebody will actually say, I prefer a Promo Print shirt to a shirt that I bought from abroad. That for me I think it's excellent. So basically it's the quality that you put into the shirt. So now we're able to do Lycra shirts. I don't think there's anybody else here who can produce Lycra shirts, so that the shirt can actually stretch.
That's a special kind of
yes, a special
machinery.
Special machinery and special kind of cloth, so that actually you get a quality that you would get in a Ralph shirt or that kind of shirt that you would buy from abroad. So those are the kind of things that we're doing. The material must be thick, the quality must be good, best practices. That's what we were taught at EDC.
Okay, so before we round up, for those young entrepreneurs out there that are thinking of going into this kind of business, what would you advise them to do?
Well, it's very tough. There's no doubt about it, but I think anybody who has the focus and who has a determination should be able to do it. But I think more important, go educated, get yourself educated, research the business properly, research your competitors, try and learn what is the best way you can actually move forward before you actually go in. Because when you go in without the requisite knowledge, you're going to be you're going to have to redo a lot of things. So start as you mean to finish.
Thank you very much, Patricia Ojora, CEO of Promo Print. Thank you for sharing your story with us today. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be back.
Thank you very much.
Let's talk about moving forward. You need a brand new car or a home loan so you can live in your own house, or perhaps a credit card to shop around the world. You've also been thinking about getting finance for your trade. Well, at Stanbic IBTC Bank, we've got all the products and services you need so you can move from where you are to where you want to be. Stanbic IBTC Bank, a member of Standard Bank Group, moving forward.
Welcome back. We're now in the expert analysis segment, and with us is Dr. Joe Alumana, an operations management expert, and he will be analyzing the story of the day for us. Welcome, Dr. Joe.
Thank you very much, brother.
Okay, so from what you've heard from the story of the day, can you tell us some of those things that Patricia did in terms of operations that made her to remain sustainable, and how you think she's been able to cope?
Yeah. I think Patricia Ojora of Promo Prints, first of all, started as a one-person business, and then others kept coming. And when that happens, it impacts on your business process. And the business process is always characterized by capacity. And the issue of capacity is a very far-reaching implication for any business or for anything that exists in the first place. When you have more orders than you have been having, it challenges your ability to cope with the planning, the organizing for the raising the funds from stage to delivery to the customer. And that's certainly not going to be an easy thing. So when Promo Print was shocked by order, we call it order shock in operations management, where you are probably doing 50,000 and suddenly you get 300,000 order. It's going to challenge your process capacity completely, no matter how capable you were before.
Well, it's a good shock.
Yeah, it's a positive shock in this case, but can also send you out of business if you don't handle it very well, because you have to deliver. Otherwise, that would be the last order you will have. It will shock you out of existence, and that's how you will look at it. So she was able to cope, and how did she cope? Options available to you, she utilized. You can outsource, but it's not just outsourcing by asking somebody else to assist you. You're going to be able to manage the outsource. You can really sit down and completely hand it over the management to somebody else. At the same time, remember you are responsible for the delivery to the customer at the right time, right quality, and the right price. And so what she did was grade up the existing capacity, both human and machine, and then got in an outsider. And what she did, because I happened to have visited the factory, yes. She realized that the quality output is of essence. This is the first time you are being shocked with such order. You don't mess around with it. So she has got the outsourced company to pack into her own premises. So she's supervising the outsourced company just as she's supervising her own personal operations. So that's helped in the whole capability to deliver to the customer at the right time. Okay, and so that's how she's able to manage. But I'm sure you also realize that he had a shock for financial requirement, and she's had to go out to seek for funds from financial institutions to be able to cope. These are all the challenges of having such order, and all the processes have to be handled capacity-wise, stage by stage. That is all all she has to put together.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in terms of the capacity that she built for herself, yeah, very quickly, for those people that are out there and are thinking that, oh, I want to have large orders and all that, what are those things that you would suggest they are doing, yeah, to be able to meet up with those kind of order shockers?
The primary thing, which is business-wide and is also normal native sense, is to understand that everything human being get involved in doing on daily basis, including business, are in the process form.
Okay.
In the process form, and in the process there is stage by stage, and every stage has to be understood clearly before you can even make progress at all.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much, Dr. Joe Alumana. It's very nice having you here again.
You're welcome.
We've come to the end of the expert analysis segment and the end of the program for today. Stay tuned to Enterprise Stories next week. Until then, goodbye. Join EDC as we host the 2012 Global Entrepreneurship Week in Nigeria from the 12th to the 18th of November. Log on to ng.unleashingideas.org to be part of the global movement to celebrate creativity, innovation, and entrepreneurship. GW national partners are Stanbic IBTC and Etisalat Nigeria. Unleash your ideas. Enterprise Stories is brought to you by Enterprise Development Center of the Pan-African University. For questions and comments, please email edc@pau.edu.ng or log on to Enterprise Stories on nigeria.sme2k.org for useful resources and articles to help grow your business.